Hey everybody, we are live for the 2024 Cup Media League playoffs. We got a couple of semifinal games we're going to be showing you tonight, and should be highly competitive. This game is number 1 Odyssey playing number 4 Reader, and we're live from the northwest side of the city of Chicago a little bit, more north than west, but so we got number 4 Reader. They come in 7-3. They average about 3.3 runs a game. They scored 74 runs during the season. They allowed 41 with a run differential of 33. Odyssey comes in 9-1. They're averaging 11.3 runs a game. They scored 138. They only gave up 25. Run differential of plus 113. The interesting fact about the runs allowed for Odyssey was they only gave up 25, but they gave up 15 to this Reader squad when they took their only loss of the season from them. So that's something that we'll keep an eye on, and we'll see what happens with.
All right, Kevin, what do you say? Good luck, guys. Good luck.
So we're going to be underway. Leading off is going to be the pitcher, Kevin Warwick. He'll be followed by Bridget Kane, and then Jerry Pappas in left. So we're underway, first pitch of the ball game here. And we always like to come out here and catch up with all of our media friends. So it should be a good ball game. This part's a little dusty. Leadoff man lines out. Shane Reardon at third. Makes the catch, that ball right in his breadbasket. Shane bent the knees a little bit and made the catch. So here's Bridget Kane. And Bridget's longtime player in this league. Was talking to her before the ball game. Her brother, who normally plays on the team. And there's Shane near the fence, but it hit the tree. No play possible. So her brother moved out to Colorado. And so her brother was a pretty good player for the Reader. The Readers won this a couple of times in the history of the league. Odyssey chasing their first title. Ground ball, Lawrence Holm playing short, makes the play. We're used to normally seeing Cody Westerlund at shortstop for Odyssey. He's playing a different position today. And there's a swing and a hump line drive kicked by the left fielder. That's going to roll out of play, so it'll be a ground rule double. So Jerry Pappas hit a little sinking line drive. Left fielder came charging in on it, short hopped him, went off his shin out of bounds. First scoring opportunity of the ball game here with 2 outs, and it brings up Brian Berta, the shortstop.
Let's go, Berta. Come on.
So these teams all know each other, no secrets, as we like to say. And there's a little ground ball. It gets through Reardon at third. Pappas running to home, and he'll score the first run of the ball game. So this is a very tough infield in the context that it's a typical city park. It's very dusty. A lot of dirt. I walked on it. You may hear me coughing because I'm in a position where some of this dust is drifting my way. Brings up Jared Hahn. Early 1-0 lead here for the Reader. And there's a ball. Shane Reardon knocks it down. Long throw. Safe. First baseman Figueroa couldn't scoop it. And the runner stopped at second. So Shane smothered that ball, threw a one-hopper to first. First baseman couldn't dig it out of the dirt. That's going to bring up Ryan Noble. And Ryan crushes one into the hole between the shortstop, third baseman. Second run scores. And there's a little bobble, and now they throw it off the screen. And another run scores. And Noble ends up on third. So right now, Odyssey a little shaky out of the box here defensively. And they've fallen behind 3-0. And it brings up Janitza Hernandez. And there's a little pop-up, shortstop. Holmes is there, and he makes the catch. So at the end of a half an inning, Reeder jumps up 3-0. All of that started with 2 outs, and they pushed it across. And again, it's a pretty dusty infield. So we're liable to see some of these infielders have a little problem. There's no fence out here. It's all you can get. A little claustrophobic along the sidelines. So for those of you tuning in from around the country, this is Chicago-style 16-inch softball. The women, it is co-ed, so the women can wear a mitt. The men are not. 60-foot bases, leadoff can't. Well, I don't know if they do lead off in this league now that I think about it. 2 fakes or hesitation. Third arm action has to be to deliver the ball home. Throw or a fake to a base is considered one of your fakes or hesitations. 6-12 on the arc. So leading off, it's going to be Shane Reardon. And there's a swing, and he swings right through it. Just barely fouled it back. And now he hits it on the ground to second. Pitch and catch. Nicely done there by Janitza Hernandez. She sat on it, made the play, and got it over to Bridget Kane, leadoff man down. Here comes Kevin Lapka. And Kevin's got a lot of pop. And usually when we're streaming the game, he usually launches 1 or 2 balls during the game. And there's a high, long fly ball. Left fielder circling around it and makes a little kind of chest basket type catch for out number 2. Towering high fly ball there by Lapka. And that brings up Lawrence Holmes with Connor Grove on deck. And Lawrence hits a hard line drive to left. It gets over the top, and it's going to roll. Lawrence hustling. He should make it to third on this. No, he shuts it down. So he hit a hard line drive right over the top of the left fielder. Good hustle there by the center fielder, Ryan Noble, to get there and stop it from being more than a double. And here's Connor Grove, a member of the Dirty 38s, who won the SSA Eggs Tom Zarnik No Glove Class A National Championship, and he flies out toward right center, and that'll be the third out of the inning. So at the end of 1 complete, 3-0 Reeder. So coming up, it's going to be Cooper Tanashel, Ryan Natoli, and Sue Kwong. So Odyssey's had a little bit of a monkey on their back, as I believe they've made the last 3 championship games out here, and they just haven't been able to break through and win one. In the second game, we'll have the defending champs, CHGO, against WGN Radio. WGN, I believe, won this tournament 2 years ago. So here's Cooper leading off the top of the second. There's a hard ground ball, gets past Lawrence, and he's on base. So again, I don't even see Cody listed in the lineup, so I don't know if he's battling an injury. Cody Westerlund, normally the shortstop, and Cody's got pretty good range, so that's the second ball they hit between Reardon and Lawrence. There's a ground ball to Lawrence. He goes the short way. They get the fielder's choice for out number 1. So Ryan Natoli grounds into a fielder's choice, 6-10.
One out, Ryan. One out. One out. Yeah, that's right. That's right. One out.
Nicely done there by the second baseman. You're not allowed in this league to have your short center on the dirt. So here's Sue. 1 out, 1 on here. Top of the second. And there's a little soft humpback. Shane Reardon got handcuffed on it, but he recovers. Flipped it to Lapka. He's basically the fourth outfielder, but they were playing Sue so shallow he was able just to step onto the infield and act like a short center. So here's Bree Wellen, the catcher. So 2 outs now, runner on. And there's a little ground ball. Reardon comes in. He'll make that play. And at the end of 1.5, score remains 3-0. So a lot of good stuff going on the SSA. We'll have our men's 50 and over this weekend out in Bulger Park in Melrose Park, Illinois. It's always fun to see a lot of the older guys still battling. And they'll be fighting for a national championship. And we will be live streaming. They will have food out there. So make plans to come out. The weather's supposed to be pretty good. So here's Eric. Then it'll be Austin and Bob for Odyssey. And there's a high fly ball toward center field. Little confusion there. It drops in. He'll try to stretch it to 2, and he'll make it. Ball went off of the shortstop, but Janitza was there to back it up. So leadoff double here brings up Austin. Odyssey trying to get back into this ball game. Again, our live stream is powered by Gold Rush Gaming. And there's another little fly ball coming in, and that drops. That's going to score the first Odyssey run. They throw it to the plate, and that's going to allow the hitter, Austin, to get all the way to third base. And we see that a lot. Guys want to take a shot at throwing the ball home there. And by making an errant throw, it allowed the hitter to get all the way to third base. 3-1 here. So here's Bob, the pitcher, and he hits a little ground ball to third. Long throw across in time, but the second Odyssey run does score, and it's now 3-2. So the third baseman, Jared Hahn, didn't really look at the base runner. He just caught it and threw it across. So Odyssey's closed the gap now. And there's a little ground ball to short. He picks it up. Long throw in time for out number 2. So Brian Berta stayed down and handled that ball cleanly. 2 outs. As Aaron grounded out. Here's Studs coming to bat here now. 2 outs, nobody on.
Start me with a 2-out rally here.
And there's a little flare, and that's going to drop over the top of Janitza for a 2-out base hit. And that's going to bring up Claudia with Sergio on deck. The Odyssey team is batting 12th tonight.
On the swing.
She takes a strike there. Again, we are early. We're only in the bottom of the second. Last time these 2 teams hooked up, it was 15-14. And there's a soft line drive that gets through the hole. Studs beats the throw to second. And Claudia's on base. Brings up Sergio. So Odyssey putting together a decent inning here. Big loss tonight for the Odyssey team. is Dom Medicino. And there's a humpback line drive. Studs is going to take the turn, throw to the plate, way off target. Everybody's moving up. Second time in the inning, the Reader tried to throw the ball home and threw it wildly and allowed base runners to move up. And you all know my take on giving up real estate when you don't have to, and that's what they've done in this inning. So Sergio comes through, and it brings up Nicky. And there's a little push shot, and that gets through. One run score. Oh, great play. Fooled the cameraman. As it looked like Nicky had a base hit. Second baseman ranging far to his left on the grass, threw home, and saved any more damage. But we are tied 3-3 as we head to the third. A little symmetry on the scoreboard. So Odyssey comes back, bottom part of their lineup coming through, and they tie the ball game up. So now it's going to be the top of the Reader lineup with Kevin Warwick, Bridget Kane, and Jerry Pappas. And of course, when you have familiarity among teams, there's no secrets. And a lot of times it just comes down to who catches the ball a little bit better. And on this field conditions, that's going to be important. Connor Grove spiked the throw. Great play. Great play by Garcia. I don't think I had first base, but she caught it. I saw with my own two eyes she was on the bag. Terrific play. Connor Grove spiked the slider into the dirt. And the first baseman, spectacular play. Save a hit there. Here's Bridget Kane. And there's a high pop-up. Left fielder is there and puts it away for out number 2. This is kind of how the top of the first started. 2 up, 2 down, and then Jerry Pappas, who's in the box here, started the merry-go-round. And they found a way to do a lot of damage with 2 outs. We'll see if history repeats itself. And that pitch a little deep. Of course, if you're a 14-inch co-ed mushball team, we still have space. At the end of September, we'll be running that co-ed mushball tournament out in Bulger Park. High pop-up. Shane Reardon puts it away. So in the top of the third, the Reader goes 1, 2, 3, and we'll head to the bottom of the third, all knotted. So after that frenetic start to this game, it seems to be settling in. This is Mozart Park. It's a big piece of property. They got a beautiful building inside. But typical city park, the infields tend to get neglected. So there's just a lot of powder. And because of the nature of the infield surface, if it rains, these fields are generally unplayable for a few days. So top of the lineup here for Odyssey in the bottom of the third. Shane Reardon, a little spinner, and that's going to go foul. So, haven't been out here all summer, but Shane normally does not lead off for them. I don't believe. And now he barrels up, throws it toward the gap, and it humps in there. Shane's going to turn and burn, and he's going to be out at second. So Shane Reardon challenged what is the right center fielder. They're playing 4 outfielders. Tried to go to second on that, took a little bit of a wide turn around the bag, and got thrown out. Perfect throw, perfect tag. So the leadoff single cut down, trying to stretch it into a double. Here's Kevin Lampka, and he hits a wicked line drive into left field. This will be an easy stand-up double for Lampka. So that hurts now. Shane Reardon getting thrown out at second. It was obvious that ball was going to sit right off the get-go. Shane Reardon would have easily gotten to third and maybe scored on that. So here's Lawrence Holmes, a little short hop. He's going to go to short way, and they tag the runner going into third. So Kevin Lampka, a little bit of a base running mistake there. The ball was hit in front of him. That's not when you go to third. We talk about that all the time for your younger players. If you're on second and the ball's hit to your right, you don't go. Here's Connor Grove, towering fly ball. And I believe that's Jerry Pappas making the catch out there. So Connor Grove flies out to end the inning. So a single and a double, but Odyssey can't push nothing across. We'll go to the top of the fourth. So Brian Berta, Jared Hahn, and Ryan Noble coming up. So neither top can come through and score. Odyssey got two players thrown out on the bases. You don't want to see that happen. And as a result, single double, and they don't get anything out of it. So the shortstop, Brian Berta, going to lead off here. Jared Hahn, third baseman, Ryan Noble, the center fielder. So that was nicely done by the reader. A little ground ball up the middle, and he gets that to sneak through. Lead off hit, and Berta's going to just come back. So here's Jared Hahn playing third base. Now the reader, like I said, on the season they didn't score that many runs. And there's a little fly ball that's going to be caught by the left fielder, and he'll throw it in. No advancement. And when you don't score a lot of runs, I mean, they only scored 74 runs in 10 games, 3.3 average. What that tells you is that they must be playing some pretty good defense. They only allowed 41 runs. And there's a high fly ball. Lampka on his horse makes a running catch. And the runner's going to have to hustle to get back there. Kevin Lampka looked like he was running the deep post pattern. Caught it like a receiver. Covered a lot of ground as Jared Hahn gave it a ride. So that's going to bring up, that was Ryan Noble. So that's going to bring up Janitza Hernandez. And there's a little spinner. Fair ball, gets it down the line. And we notice Cody Westerlin has checked into the lineup. So I think he's in the ball game for Studzinski. But they're playing Cody in the outfield, not in the infield. So that's going to bring up Cooper. First and second, 2 outs here. Top of the fourth, all tied. So, again, the reader. And there's a humpback. Shane knocks it down. Little stumble. Now he throws it away. 1 run scores. Janitza's going to hustle into third. And now the ball gets away, and she's going to score. 2 runs on the play. Reader back on top, 5-3. Little soft line drive. Shane Reardon knocked it down instead of eating it. He tried to throw to second. Airmailed it over the second baseman, and the merry-go-round started. And there's a ground ball to Lawrence Holmes. Long throw in time. and they get Ryan Natoli to end the inning.
Be smart with it.
So it'll be 5, 6, 7 coming up. Eric, Austin, and Bob for Odyssey here. And a lot of what's going on here defensively by Odyssey, they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot here a little bit. Josh, this is Mozart Park in the city of Chicago. So it's going to be Eric, Austin, and Bob as Odyssey has found themselves trailing once again. And there he hits it hard toward their gap, and it's going to sit. And Eric takes a big turn. Might have heard Connor Grove telling them to stay. They've already had a couple of guys thrown out on the bases. And here comes Austin.
Oh, you called out for anything silly.
So Odyssey trying to climb back out of another hole here. And if they don't tighten up their defense, it's going to be a long game. And there's a little short flare sinking, and it drops. Good read there by Eric, and now they fumble it, and he'll go to third. Good hustle there by Austin. He saw a little bobble in the outfield, which let Eric go to third. He took a chance and slid under the tag. So now you got second and third here, nobody out for Bob Novak, the pitcher.
Hey.
And he hits a little short fly ball and foul down the left field line. So just to finish up that point about the reader, they allowed 41, but they gave up 14 in one game to this Odyssey team. So you can tell they're used to playing lower scoring games. And Novak gets a hit. One run is in. And Austin is going to stop over at third. Outfielder ran the ball in. And it's now 5-4. And here comes Aaron. Runners on the corners now. And there's a little ground ball to short. They flip to second for one. Relay not in time. Another run scores, and we're all tied at 5. So one out here. And here's Cody Westerlund, his first at bat of the ball game. And Cody swings and he punches it out to left field. Jerry Pappas right on the spot makes the catch. 2 outs.
What's up? Here we go. Go on, Claudia.
And that's going to bring up Claudia. That pitch is a little deep. And there's a high pop-up, and Jerry Pappas is there and makes the catch. So Claudia flies out, but in the inning, Odyssey pushes a pair across to retie the game. And we'll head to the 5th inning at 5-5. We were 3-3 in the 3rd, and now we're 5-5 in the 5th. So again, I think Odyssey's main problems today is they've been a little loose with the softball, and they've given the reader a few runs they might not have otherwise gotten, and now they find themselves in a dogfight. And there's a swing and a short hop, soft line drive to Lawrence Holmes. He makes the play at first. Susie Kwong leading off. A little soft one-hop liner to Lawrence Holmes. Here comes Bree Welland.
Come on, Bree.
And she hits a little spinner, and it's going to go foul. Takes that pitch a little deep. And there's a little soft ground ball to Shane Reardon. Throws it over. So they go 1-2 here. And it brings up Kevin Warwick, the leadoff man.
Stay tab. Stay high, Ted. Stay high. Hard contact.
And Warwick, a hard ground ball. Shane Reardon, high throw. And that ball is second base. That did not hit the screen. It hit this pole by the bicycle, which is out of play. So automatically we'll get second base on the high throw. So Shane had a little bit more time. Kind of got underneath it with his elbow and his arm and ended up kind of pushing the ball. And that brings up Bridget Kane, chance to break the tie. And she hits a fly ball. Westerland dropped the ball. Cody came in when it got hit. Then he had to go backwards. It looked like he was going to make the catch. And all of a sudden he stumbled and fell down. It's not the best grass out here either. And the Chicago Reader, again, taking advantage of a miscue on defense, pushes another run across, and it brings up Jerry Pappas. So this all started with 2 outs. And Pappas hits a line drive, base hit in front of the Kevin Lampka, who is playing left center as the fourth outfielder. And Pappas has another hit in the ball game. So 2 outs now brings up Brian Berta. 1 run already in for the Reader. They're looking for more. All of this with 2 outs. And there's a hard ground ball kicked by the second baseman. Everybody's safe. Bases are loaded. So the second baseman got there. Looked like she got a skip hop. Didn't quite have the glove down. Here's Jared Hahn. So the bases are loaded here. 2 outs, the runners will be going. And there's a hard ground ball, wicked hop. And Shane Reardon just tags the runner coming by. Nice play there. As the ball took a wicked hop, hit him in his right shoulder. And instead of worrying about throwing it, he had a runner coming right at him and just made the tag. So could have been worse if you're an Odyssey fan. Reader only gets 1. But again, if you're Odyssey here, we're bottom of the 5th, and this back end of the game, they need to start cleaning up some of this defense. And this is a tough part because the infield surface is not great, and the outfield grass is a little bumpy and choppy. So here comes the Reader. And there's a high infield pop-up. Warnick makes the play.
Let's see, Nicky.
So Eric pops up, leading off the inning. And he'll bring up Austin with Bob Novak on deck.
Good eye, Nicky. Good eye. Make it be there.
And there's a little soft line drive into center, and the outfielder had a notion he was going to catch and throw to first, it looked like. But he didn't handle it cleanly. And there's a leadoff base hit. Oh, I'm sorry. That was Sergio. That was Nicky who got on. And now it's Shane Reardon. And Shane gets his second hit of the ball game. And Nicky makes it to third. One out now, first and second for big Kevin Lampka. And Kevin is a potential game breaker with his power. I think when... And there's a wicked line drive. One run is going to score. Reardon is going to go to third now. The throw is toward the plate. We're all tied up as Lampka, vicious line drive toward left center. And I tell you, the ball just explodes off that kid's bat. Brings up Lawrence Holmes. We're tied at 6. Holmes, a little soft pop-up. Shane's going to try to score. Throw gets away again, and another run scores. And Odyssey takes their first lead of the ball game, 7-6.
Hey, two now, two.
So 2 outs for big Connor Grove. And Connor hits a high fly ball, and the ball is caught. But in the inning, Odyssey pushes a pair across. They take the lead. 7-6, top of the 6. So Connor Grove flies out to end the inning. And the Reader now finds themselves trailing for the first time in the ball game.
Come on. Right here.
Really ideal, right?
So it looks like it's going to be Cooper, Ryan, and Sue again, I believe, if I'm in the right part of the lineup. And there's a high, a little soft pop-up. That's trouble. Lampka can't get there. Base hit. So a little flare hit into center field, drops. Brings up Ryan Noble, leads off. It brings up Janitza Hernandez, the second baseman, with Cooper on deck. So trailing for the first time in the ball game. Reader puts their leadoff man on here in the 6th. She takes a strike there. And I tell you, Bob Novak has actually pitched a... There's a little flare. Shane Reardon makes the catch. Bob Novak's actually pitched a pretty decent ball game today, but his defense has kind of let him down a little bit. And Reader's been very opportunistic. So here's Cooper Tonishell. And there's a little ground ball to Shane Reardon. Fires it to second. Connor Grove, who came in from the outfield, can't handle the low throw. And yet another opportunity being given by Odyssey to the Reader. Brings up Ryan Natoli, the right fielder.
Good eye.
Like I said, Novak is pitching a pretty good ball game, but and there's a little chopper to Lawrence Holmes, who'll go to short way, and it looks like he went to short way. Shane Reardon had a little problem, dropped the ball, and all of a sudden the bases are loaded now.
Come on, Phil. Hey, on the ground, hard.
And Bob Novak just kind of walking around the mound. Brings up Susie Kwong, and they're really squeezing her everywhere on the field. And there's a little ground ball. Lawrence Holmes going to lob it home, and they get the fielder's choice. Nice play by Lawrence Holmes. He knew he had time there, and he made sure he made a good throw to the catcher. Wearing the glove, she stretched like a first baseman and made the play. So temporarily, Odyssey here dodging a bullet. It brings up Bree Wellen, the catcher, and they are just squeezing her everywhere. The outfield is on the edge of the dirt, and the infield is moved in. And there's no real reason here. I believe there's 2 outs. And there's a little soft liner. Reardon handles it. So a lot of noise there by the reader, but they can't push anything across. We head to the bottom of the 6th. 7-6 Odyssey. If you're Odyssey, you want to grab some insurance here in the bottom of the 6th, as the reader will have the top of their lineup in the 7th. So Reader, that's the first time in the ball game they didn't take advantage of a couple of bobbles. And we'll see if that comes back to haunt them. So it's going to be Eric, Austin, and Bob coming up here for Odyssey. And there's a humpback line drive in front of Pappas, and now it takes a crazy hop, but it stayed in front of him. Good hustle to get to second there by Eric. Again, Pappas threw it to the shortstop. He really didn't throw it to second. Had it been a direct throw, I think Eric would have been in big trouble there. And again, if you're the shortstop on the reader, you got to go cover the bag. He was just kind of standing at his normal position there. And there's a little soft fly ball, long run, and that drops. Eric's going to get there. Now they throw the ball home, and that allowed Austin to go to second. Again, Eric had shut it down completely, and that allowed the runner to advance. So now they got second and third, nobody out, up a run. Couple of ground balls could get you a 3-run lead here to the right side. And we'll see what Bob Novak wants to do here. And he hits the ball to third. And ball gets away from Bridget Kane. He's going to try to score, throw to the plate, safe. So the reader, who had been playing pretty good defense, couple of mistakes. So nobody out. They push 2 across. They go up 3. And that's going to bring up Aaron. So again, it was a routine ground ball. The runner at third wasn't going anywhere. And he spiked the throw. Now they're going to throw the short way. And they do get to fielder's choice. So 1 out here only. Now Studzinski re-enters. He'll hit for Cody Westerland. The only thing I can think of is Cody must be injured a little bit. And there's a high pop-up. And should Odyssey hang on, this is a good win. One of their best players, Dom Medicino, got called away. Dom does a lot of technical computer systems, all kinds of stuff. So that's 2 outs. It brings up Claudia. Got called away today through Wednesday. He's in Philadelphia. And there's a soft line drive caught by the third baseman, Jared Hahn. So we go to a do or die top of the 7th. Reader needs 3 for the game to continue. 4 to take a lead, anything less. And the Odyssey will advance to the championship game for the 4th year in a row, I believe.
1 at a time, base knock.
And it wasn't pretty. And again, the reader has been opportunistic, but in that inning, hey, I gave somebody Talk to GN. They got a lineup. Oh, you got it. All right. Thanks, Mark. Trying to get the lineup cards ready for game 2. So Kevin Warwick, Bridget Kane, and Jerry Pappas going to be coming up here. Do or die here, top of the 7th. And there's a little ground ball up the middle. Connor Grove throws in time. So Connor Grove, the big man, hustled into the infield, sat on it nicely, and made a good, strong throw to first. Leadoff man down brings up Bridget Kane. And she pumps it over the infield, but right there is Kevin Lapka. Short left center field, 2 up, 2 down. Down to their last out here, and Jerry Pappas. Reeder needs a couple of base runners to be dangerous.
Got it, Jerry.
Jerry's had a pretty good game in left field. Got a couple of hits in the ball game. And there he pounds it on the ground. Hits it off of Shane Reardon, who laid out. He deflected the ball. Lawrence Holmes was just not going to be able to make a play on it. So Jerry Pappas keeps the game alive now for Brian Berta. Jared Hahn on deck. And if you're Odyssey, you'd like to end the game here. You really don't want to see the tie come up in the box. And Berta, little ground ball to Holmes, goes the short way, and Odyssey, after trailing early, comes back, wins the ball game, and they're gonna advance. So we're gonna click off. We'll start a new stream for the next ball game. Hang in there.